A lot has changed since COVID-19. The world isn't the same as it used to be, and to be honest, not exactly in a good way. Everything has become grayer, duller, and so have we. Somewhere along the way, we lost a bit of our spark, and if you're honest with yourself, you probably feel it too. Every new year, people say the same thing: this is my year. But somehow, it never is. Not in 2023, not in 2024, and it won't be in 2025 either, unless you make it happen. So give me a few minutes, and I'll help you lock in for 2025. But let me be clear, I'm not here to just motivate you. Motivation is like a sugar rush, and I'm not selling candy. I'm here to give you the tools, perspective, and, if needed, a reality check to make this your year. I'm not here to blame you. I know you've been trying, or at least you think you have. Maybe you started going to the gym but quit after 2 weeks because life got busy. Or you set goals, but they were so vague that they were easy to ignore. I want to be better. Better at what? Breathing? You've been doing that since birth. Here's the truth: trying isn't enough. If you're half-assing it, you're not failing because life is unfair, even though, yeah, it often is. You're failing because you're waiting for life to magically align with your vibes. But it won't. You need to align yourself with your goals. And the first place to start, your time. You probably say, I don't have time. That's funny because you had time to scroll TikTok for 3 hours yesterday. You had time to rewatch your favorite show for the 4th time because it's a masterpiece. You even had time to stare at the ceiling, thinking about how you have no time. See the problem? You have time. You're just bad at using it. Let's do the math. You have 24 hours in a day. Let's say you sleep 8 if you're lucky, work or study for another 8, and spend 2 hours eating and handling life. That leaves you with 6 hours. Now ask yourself, what am I doing with them? If you can't answer that without stuttering, you found your problem. We live in an era where you can learn literally anything for free or close to it. Want to start a business? There are tutorials, templates, and even AI tools that will walk you through the process. Want to get fit? There are apps, YouTube channels, and online communities that will keep you accountable. Want to learn a new skill? Platforms like Coursera, Skillshare, and even TikTok, if you're following the right creators, have you covered. So why are you using your phone to scroll aimlessly instead of using it to level up? Technology isn't your enemy. You are. Your phone is a tool. If you treat it like a toy, don't be surprised when it treats you like a joke. But even the best tools are useless without a plan. Which brings us to systems. Saying I want to save money is cute, but what's your plan? Are you tracking expenses? Automating savings? Or are you just hoping your bank account will surprise you like a physics test on Monday? The same goes for fitness, learning, relationships, everything. Goals without systems are pointless. Systems are what keep you going when you don't feel like it. They're the boring routines that actually get results. They're the meal preps, the study schedules, the workout plans. They're what separate the people who achieve from the people who just talk about achieving. And while we're at it, let's talk about the grind and why you need to embrace it. Most of what will make you successful isn't exciting. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's waking up early to work out when you'd rather sleep. It's saying no to plans so you can study. It's putting in effort when no one's clapping for you. The grind isn't supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel necessary. The sooner you stop expecting every step to be fun, the sooner you'll start seeing results. Of course, grinding doesn't have to be the old-fashioned way. Times have changed, and opportunities are right in front of you. And speaking of opportunities, we are living in the most resource-rich era of all time. There's zero excuse to be ignorant or stagnant. Want to make more money? There are opportunities everywhere. Want to learn coding, public speaking, singing, dancing, drawing, video editing, animation, writing, talking to people, touching grass? Free tutorials exist. Want to get better at anything? Google it. Even if the information isn't perfect, you'll still learn something. Do you see it now? You're not struggling because of a lack of opportunities. You're struggling because you're not taking them. And no, scrolling through success content isn't the same as actually taking action. You might be watching this video, listening to my advice, but are you actually doing anything? Stop being a passive consumer of inspiration. Start being an active participant in your own life. Now, let's talk about balance. You've been sold this idea that you can perfectly balance everything: work, life, growth, rest. Actually, it's not that easy. And it's kind of overrated too. If you really want something, you have to let other things slide. Collapse, descend, plummet. That doesn't mean burning out, but it does mean prioritizing like your life depends on it, because, honestly, it kind of does. You're not going to achieve your goals by squeezing them into the cracks of your schedule. They need to be front and center, not an afterthought. And to do that, you need to answer one big question. Am I really trying? It's easy to say you're trying, but are you? Or are you just dabbling? There's a difference between effort and consistent effort. One gets you short-term results if that. The other transforms your life. Be honest with yourself. If you're not where you want to be, is it because the world is against you? Or is it because you're not fully in that mentality? Are you because you're lame? Or are you lame because you're you? You can't half commit and expect full results. I'm not saying this as someone who's perfect because I'm not, but I can confidently say I'm the best version of myself that I've ever been. And that's because I stopped waiting for life to hand me success and started forcing it. So here's my point. If I could do it, why can't you? We're not that different, you and I. Look, this is just a wake-up call, a reminder. I'm not going to end this with some cheesy "you got this," because maybe you don't. That's up to you. But what I can say is this: if you decide to lock in, really lock in, 2025 could be the year you stop saying, "Next year will be my year for real," and start saying, "This year is mine." The world isn't going to fix itself for you. It's gray. It's dull. And yeah, that sucks. But you're smart. You're strong. You're adaptable. And most importantly, you're a cutie pie. You can fix yourself. And maybe, just maybe, that'll bring a little color back to everything else too. So, are you in? Or are we having this same conversation next year? You tell me.